What's going on, guys? We're back again here with another video, and I have a little bit better video quality today in this video. You're actually using my iPhone 15, but let's get to the point at hand. Today we're going to look at how I would use, or how I did use, VLOOKUP when I was in the corporate world. I'm still in the corporate world, but just some things I had to do to use VLOOKUP. And it's back to school time. My wife is a teacher, so I did want to just show some things we can do for her classroom, right? So we have a simple spreadsheet here, and basically it's just some columns here that I have with the student's name, and these are some random students. These are not the students in her classroom. These are homework grades, so HW is for homework 1, homework 2, homework 3. They all have some sample grades here. And what we want to do is just take the VLOOKUP, or as the preferred name or the other name is vertical lookup, and we're going to take and create like a progress report, right, for her class. So every month they may have to give a progress report based on the grades, and it's simple printout. She does print a lot. I have a printer over here, and she does print a lot. So this is something that I created for her, or I can create for anybody if you want to see a sample of how I did it. Let's just look. So we go to sheet 2, and what I did is like a sample, basically a sample grade, right, or sample progress report, and I tried to pretty it up a little bit or just make it stand out a little bit. But once again, what you can see here, we have the student's name, we have homework 1, homework 2, homework 3, average. And if you watch my college football Google Sheet tutorial, you will know I'm all about trying to automate things now. So now I really want to automate things. So what we want to do is, instead of just typing in the name, typing in the homework grades, we want to pull it over, right? We want to use VLOOKUP. But before we use VLOOKUP, because what I want to do is pull over a drop-down menu, right? And I may have to move myself over here. So let's move myself over here first, or let's move myself down here to the bottom, because it's going to block some things. So we want to click on this cell here. We want to go to data validation, and we want to add a rule, because we want to pull over all of the kids, right? So we can automate it, right? So we go over to here. As you can see, it's applying to this sheet 2, column B8. Cool. Criteria. The first thing you may think of is, yes, let's do drop down, but we need to do drop down from a range to be able to pull. So click on drop down from a range. Now it's going to ask us to find a range. We click on here, and now the good thing about Google Sheets is we can go to range here. We go here, select the entire range, or no, we want to select all of the range of the students. I'm kind of blocking myself, so I'll just put a little extra because I can't see because my face is blocking here. But we go to OK, and then we go to done. So now when we go back here, we have a little drop down menu, and we have the range of students here. So as you can see, we have all of the students here. And then the good thing is that by me not being able to see because of my face is here too, I can add blank spaces and then add new student's name, and they'll auto populate. That is the greatest thing ever. So let's close this down. Now we want to begin our VLOOKUP, right? So we want to go to here. We want to be able to pull homework 1. So what we need to do is go to equal and start typing in VLOOKUP, and it'll start to come up too once you start typing in. Open your parentheses, and it's broken down into basically 4 parts, right? So let's kind of think of it as that when you do Excel or do Google Sheet formulas, because they're very, very similar. It may be a little bit differences between Excel and Google Sheets, and even with the Apple version too. And I think I made a video of the Apple version on my page. And if you guys want to see a new one, let me know and I'll make an updated one too. But they're all similar, but they have a little bit differences. So what we want to do is look at the first one. We want to basically look at the reference point. This is what I call it. It may not be the official name, but this is what I call it, the reference point. So we want to look here. So it's going to be B8. This is the column that we want to refer to be able to find the vertical lookup from a certain table or chart. You always want to space your different formulas or criteria by comma. So comma. The second one is going to be basically the reference chart, right? What are we looking for? What data are we comparing? So we want to go back to sheet 1. Now we want to highlight all of the data. So we're going to look here and pull up all of the data. And the good thing is that it still knows that it's pulling from sheet 1. So even though the B8 is part of sheet 2, just know we're highlighting a cell, or we're highlighting a table from sheet 1. All right, comma. And now we need to look at the column. What are we looking for? So we're looking for homework 1, right? So with the vertical lookup, it's going vertically, right? And it's looking for columns. So as you can see, and it's numbered. So we have here A, B, C, D. We want to correspond that to 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, if we're looking for, say, John, Olga, or Tiffany, we want to look at homework 1, the grade we want to pull over is number 2. So number 2, so this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go back, or we still in here, we type in number 2, comma. And the next thing is going to be either a true or false statement. So basically what that is going to mean is that are we looking for an exact value or approximate value? If we type in true, it's going to look for approximate value, not the exact value that's there. Put in false, we want to find exact value. And I can say in my many years of doing VLOOKUP, I never had to even put true in here before. I never had to look for approximate value. I'll look for an example of one maybe and maybe do a video about it, but I never had to do it here. So what I always do is just put in false. Okay, and then we close parentheses. Close parentheses, and then we go to equal. Oh no, what happened? We got NA. And sometimes that happens too. Sometimes, especially in Excel, those things may happen in Excel from time to time. But in this situation, I know why, because we don't have any name here. So if we go here, put in John, now it's going to pull in his 85. If we go to Tiffany and move myself back over here again, if we go Tiffany, 89. We go to Sean, 90. We go to Tyler, 90, right? So now we want to be able to pull it all over and then average it out and then print it out for each student, right? So as you can see, we have our formula here. And the first thing you would think of is basically just dragging it over. And then it will be able to, if you drag it over, it'll be able to just pull it over. But it's going to change some of the sheets. So if you see here, if we just drag it over and we look at it now, it changes from B8 to C8 and then change from B2 to E. So let's undo that. We want to make it to be absolute, right? So we go back into our Finder or our search bar. We hit here. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to hit function F4, and it's going to put those dollar signs. That makes it absolute, right? We also want to make sure we're selecting the same table. We're going to do function F4, and as you can see here, it's going to pull the same table. So we hit that, and we bring it over. As you can see, let's bring it all the way over, right? As you can see, it's still 87. Well, let's undo. I didn't mean to bring it over that far. I don't know why I did that. We're going to bring it over just to this cell. And it's still showing 87. So why? Because it is still pulling over the same numbers. And the thing we need to do is now we need to change our column because we're looking at column 2. So we're looking at column 2. So it's pulling this one. Now we need column 3 and 4. So let's see what happens when we do that. So we go up to this one, change it to column 3, enter, 85. Go to this one, column 4. There we go, 86. And as you can see, that's Tyler. We go to Aga. We go to Chan. We go to John. As you can see, it changes, right? But now, finally, what we want to do is, don't want to make this video too long. We want to just average it out, right? And I think that's a simple formula. We just go to equal, average. And a lot of these programs are super smart now. It kind of knows what the data is in the program. So as you can see here, it's already highlighting C8 through E8, right? And that's exactly what I want. So now it's giving me an average. So no matter what I do, if I go in and change the Pam, it's going to average it out. If I change it to Sean, average it out. If I go to Vicky, average it out. And another good thing is, so like right now we're looking at Vicky, her average is 70. But what if we gave her something to say, oh, you can make up this 65. You may have failed, but we want to make it up. So we go back to Vicky, change this 65 to say a 98. Wait, sorry, not that high, but we go to a 98. Let's see what it does. Boom, it pulls over 98. Now her average is at 81. But there's just some simple things that we can do in Google Sheets with VLOOKUP, guys. So if you have any questions, any concerns, if you would like to copy this, please let me know. If you find better ways that you can do it, please let me know as well. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.